welcome from Wood-Mizer Co. My name is Dave Biggs. I'm General Manager of Wood-Mizer UK branch office. Today we're here to introduce you to the MB200 slab mizer. The slab mizer efficiently flattens slabs, boards, cookies, bells, etc. It will do this in less time and using less manpower than using traditional routers and handheld planers. So let's have a look at the machine. The bed frame, you can see from the bed frame, is a heavy steel fully welded frame in modular form, with each module being 1.52 meters in length. The bed sections are all mounted on adjustable legs so that you can level it to match the flooring of your workshop. The sections are joined together. Charik, could you show the join, please? Joined together. Seem to have had some technical difficulties, but appears we are all back now. So Charik is just showing you the butterfly plate that joins the bed sections, as that I believe is where we were talking before. Running along the full length of both sides of the machine are the black plates that you can see. Can you show the side rails, Charik? The black side rails along the machine. These run along both sides of the machine, and the head rolls on those on two rollers on each side of the head. You can also see here the chains, so there are dual chains running the full length of the machine on each side. So having dual chains ensures that we have smooth movement and a nice accurate action from the machine. If we can show the clamps, please, Charik. There are 4 clamps supplied with the machine, which Charik has shown you there. And you can see these clamps can be put onto any bed rail and are easily put in place and clamped down without the use of any tools. There are a second set of clamps supplied, which Charik, you can see, bolt onto the bottom of the board and are then clamped onto the bed rails. These allow you to get the maximum width boards onto the machine for processing. In its standard form, the slab mizer comes with 3 bed sections, and this will give you a machine length of 4.56 meters and a processing length of 3.96 meters. You can, of course, increase the length by adding an extra bed section if you wish to process longer materials. The maximum slab width is 1.42 meters and the maximum slab thickness is 203 millimeters. Charik, can we show the control panel, please? So here we have the control panel, and as you can see we have an emergency stop, start and stop buttons for the main cutter, and a 4-way joystick and a variable speed control. We can move the head manually as well if we do not wish to use the electrics. And Adrian, if I can ask you to take the cover off now, and we'll show you that side of it. So here we can see the feed motor, the drive belt and the chains, and you can see the shaft runs across to the other side to drive both chains at the same time. Underneath, Adrian is just undoing a small black hand wheel, and you can see now he's able to move the motor and therefore disengage the electric drive, and this enables us to operate the head manually. So for manual operation, we can pull the head backwards and forwards, and to travel we can just push it. It's very smooth, very easy to operate. Okay. Jarek, if you can come around here. Adrian, if you can put that back together please, thank you. The motor to move the cutter head across the timber is a 24-volt motor, and this operates via this rope system to move the head backwards and forwards. The cutter head is raised and lowered via this handle, and as you can see there are graduations here which enable us to control the depth of cut from 0.4 of a millimetre to 3.17 millimetre in 0.4 millimetre increments. We have a 102 millimetre extraction port for connection to an extraction system, and you can see we have a boom over the top which enables the pipe to move and whilst keeping it out of the way of the workpiece. Extraction here is connected to an MB200 blower and a twin cyclone unit. The Wood-Mizer is a hardwired unit to a 3-phase supply, and it requires 4-core 2.5 millimetre cable. The Wood-Mizer will be made in Poland and will come with a 2-year warranty. The unit is shipped in on a single large pallet, and it is available to order now. The list price for the Wood-Mizer is €14,500. So we'll now ask Adrian to operate and show the machine in operation. Come back to that. Okay, thank you, Adrian. And the cutter head on here, which we didn't show before, Charik, if you could come and show the cutter head. It's a 5-inch cutter head which holds 5 4-sided cutters. Okay, so this extends the life of the cutter head and also makes it very easy to change the cutters by simply taking them out, turn them 90 degrees or replace. Going on to the bottom of the cutter, we can add this arrangement which will mount onto the bottom, the bottom as it's sitting like that, mounts on there, and then we can screw on the 7-inch random orbital sander head for final finishing of the product. So thank you very much. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back we'll have a question and answer session. Hello, welcome back. We have a few questions coming in. First one from Wood-Mizer Poland is, how good is the quality of finish on the board? If I can ask Czarek now to have a close look at the surface finish. And bear in mind, this is obviously only done with the cutter. We can add the sanding head and go over the top of it with a sanding head to get an even better finish. Okay, our next question is from Rob Moxham in Wood-Mizer Asia. Hello Rob. Two questions. Can the machine handle wood that is not dry? I can see no reason why this will not cut green timber. However, this is designed for cutting dry timber, and bearing in mind that if you use it to cut green timber, you might get a nice flat surface, but as that timber dries for its final use, there are obviously risks of it warping and distorting. And again from Rob, is the sizing only adjusted manually? No option for computer sizing? Not sure he mentioned it already. Not mentioned, it is at this time only available with manual operation of the head height. And the design teams are looking into an automated process which will include electric up and down of the cutter head itself, but currently only available with manual operation. We have a question from Klaus in Germany. If you adjust the moulding depth, do you have to adjust the cover as well? No Klaus, you don't. If we can ask Czarek to have a close look at the cutter and underneath, you can see that there is actually enough clearance to achieve the 3.17mm cut without any adjustments to the covers. And we have a question from Bobby in India. Two questions. What applications does the machine suit? And obviously the machine is designed to flatten large slabs, or any size slabs, doesn't have to be large ones, and to give a final finish on these predominantly where slabs are too big to go through a standard planer. Is routing operation for profiles possible, e.g. panel rising of solid door panels? At this moment in time, Bobby, no. This is purely a slab flattener. Whether this will be looked at in the future or not, I'm afraid I cannot answer. And we have a few more. Wood-Mizer Poland. The price of the Slab-Mizer in Europe, as mentioned, the Slab-Mizer will be 14,500 euros for its standard form of 3 bed sections. And to reiterate the cutting sizes, with the standard length, we have a cutting length of 3.96 meters and a maximum width of 1.42 meters. And Czarek, could you show the cutter again, please? The cutting head and the spare one that we have on the board. And Wood-Mizer Poland asking, who is supplying the knives and can we order them from Wood-Mizer? Obviously we will be able, Wood-Mizer will be supplying the cutting knives for this, and also the heads should you manage to damage the head. That seems to be the end of the questions we have, so thank you very much for joining us and stay safe.